All right, we got another crappy pie chart. Today we doing academics. So if you haven't seen my other pie charts, you gotta go watch them. They're a cult classic at this moment. Let's start this out, base. So who do y'all think is gonna be in the fan base? Before I even start, put it in the comments. Who do y'all think is gonna be in here? There you go, nice big song. Messed up. Okay, messed up again. I was just trying to get it like a decent, hold on. I just need a decent circle. Boom, there we go. This is it. Akademiks Fanbase. Who is it composed of? Only got like 8 entries here, so we're gonna have to make this out. But first, hip hop heads. Obviously, DJ Akademiks, he's a hip hop platform, one of the biggest hip hop platforms out there. So people who are super into hip hop. I'm not talking about casuals, I'm talking about people like me. So hip hop heads includes me. It probably includes you. You're on YouTube looking for hip hop content to watch. You got recommended this video. Whatever the case may be, you're here for a reason. This is probably most of us who are watching on my channel. Hip hop heads. We want to hear hip hop news. We might have watched DJ Akademiks when he was on Everyday Struggle with Nadeska and Joe Budden. I used to watch Everyday Struggle like ESPN First Take Around the Horn. I used to watch that every day. But what I didn't used to do every day was take my data security serious. But now I do, thanks to this video sponsor, Aura. Data protection is more important than ever in 2025. Every day, our personal information is being bought and sold online by shady companies. This can lead to sensitive details being leaked to who knows where. And trust me, I've been there. Take spam calls, for example. If you're anything like me, your day might start with an annoying call that you didn't ask for, just when you're expecting something important, like a job interview. Thankfully, today's sponsor, Aura, has the tools to fight back. Aura offers a powerful suite of data security features, but one of my personal favorites is the data broker opt-out. Here's how it works. Aura stops companies from collecting and selling your personal information. That means fewer spam calls, fewer targeted ads, and a much lower risk of identity theft. The endless selling of your data, that's the main reason spam calls keep happening. Aura helps you take back control. The best part, Aura combines all these tools into one app at an affordable price. I'm not leaving myself vulnerable to data breaches, and you shouldn't either. Head to aura.com/top5troy to try Aura free for 2 weeks. That's plenty of time to see if any of your data has already been exposed and take action. Protect your privacy today with Aura. Hip hop heads. If that was you, you're probably in this group, hip hop heads. Second, we got chat. Chat ends. We ain't gonna curse on this one. We're gonna say chat. We got the chat. So this is the name of DJ Akademiks' fan base. This is what he calls his people in this chat. Chat ends. So chat ends are people who are just fans of Akademiks. Maybe they're not hip hop heads. They may or may not overlap with hip hop heads. They're fans of Akademiks. They like Akademiks. They're probably in a DJ Akademiks subreddit. They like Akademiks, and there's nothing wrong with that. They're gonna watch his stream whether they like the topic or not. They're gonna watch all 7 hours of the stream, or maybe 3, 4, 5 hours. They're gonna watch as much as they can. They really like Akademiks. So yeah, these are legitimate fans of DJ Akademiks, the chat ends. And the chat ends, these are people who are like actually posting in the chat, right? And in the comment sections too, or we'll just keep it to people who are in Akademiks' Discord. This is like a very niche group, the cult following core fan base of DJ Akademiks fan base. So, you know, the chat ends, they're dedicated. If they're not in the chat, they're watching most of his videos. Number 3, what is Akademiks fan base composed of? We got Drake fanboys. So again, some of these overlap, but most of them aren't gonna overlap that much. The Drake fanboys, these are not necessarily chat ends, or they're not necessarily hip hop heads. These are fans of Drake. They might have just started watching Akademiks this year because they wanted some pushback against the Kendrick Lamar propaganda that's been going on. So they're huge, huge fans of Drake. They love Drake. They needed to find the rare media people who are on Drake's side and Drake and Kendrick beef, and they found Akademiks that way. So they're not necessarily, these Drake fanboys, they're not necessarily fans of Akademiks. They're not necessarily fans of hip hop. They are fans of Drake. Drake defenders, and they're gonna defend him as much as possible. And if you wanna see what Drake's fan base looks like, you know, go look at my other pie chart, you know, go watch that video. Okay, so the next subsection of DJ Akademiks fan base, I struggled to come up with a name, but we're gonna call them foreign accounts pretending to be black. Grifters. I actually wanna explain this very detailed. The foreign accounts pretending to be black. Why is this in DJ Akademiks' fan base? Why am I putting this here? These guys, their main purpose is to post drama. They're on social media. Their main purpose is really not to cover hip hop. It's to cover drama. These are just, for the most part, they're only casual fans of hip hop music. They're mostly fans of drama, but when it comes to drama and hip hop between rappers, between artists, they're here for it. And for some reason, they're never here for it as much in other music genres, but in hip hop, even though they're usually just casual fans, they're like stans of the drama. So they go to they like Akademiks for Akademiks' drunken rants, the Don Julio rants. And when Akademiks crashes out against guys like Dominique Jones, we don't call him a little baby because, we call him Dominique Jones, his government name, and Meek Mill. That's what they're there for. They're not really here to see Akademiks react to albums or to review music or even really to talk about numbers. They're there for drama. You guys remember that rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine and how he was kind of like a gimmick? These guys, the foreign accounts pretending to be black grifters, they were unironically fans of Tekashi 6ix9ine. A lot of people who listened to Tekashi 6ix9ine, it was a fad. It was a trend. It was funny. Not to these guys. They were unironically fans of Tekashi 6ix9ine. So we just put that in there just, to get, so you can get a visual. So we got 4 so far. So the next fan group in Akademiks Fanbase, I would say we got Red Pillars. So you guys know the Red Pill community, the Fresh and Fit and all that, the Red Pillars. I'm not here to make a disparaging mark about any of them. I'm just gonna say this. To these people, and I'm not even talking about the whole Red Pill movement as a whole. I'm talking just like about a very specific characteristic that seems prevalent in this community. These are people who secretly, beyond all the angst and the judgment upon women and beyond all that, these people just secretly want to be accepted. And it just comes across and manifests as hate against others. So these people, they also believe having money means everything. I'm the prize. They're not necessarily red pillars. I don't want to disparage that community, but they just have that incel characteristic that a lot of red pillars also have. Red pillars. And this is a part of Akademiks Fanbase because he has associated himself in the past with that community. The whole I'm the prize thing. That is a war chant for the Red Pillars. That's like that's like a championship ring for them. That's going to live forever. The next part, subsection, we'll say, of Akademiks Fanbase is my favorite one. I call them Parrots. They're culturally clueless. So these guys, they're going to overlap. A lot of these don't overlap too much, right? But the Parrots, they overlap with the foreign accounts pretending to be black. These are people who are culturally clueless. And when I say culture, I don't mean, these are non-black people. No, they could be black people too. They're just culturally clueless when it comes to hip hop. They go to Akademiks, the Parrots, they go to Akademiks to establish their own viewpoints on everything. And I know a lot of you guys don't like Akademiks out there. I like a good chunk of his stuff. He's a fair commentator when he wants to be. The Kendrick and Drake stuff, I don't know what happened. He was fair at first. I mean, obviously he has a Drake bias, but when Kendrick was dropping good bars, at first he gave him credit. Then he kind of went off on another narrative, but I don't have to agree with him on everything, right? I mean, I don't expect to agree with another man on everything. But these guys go to who's Akademiks, who's putting out a lot of original thought, and they're establishing their own viewpoints based on what he says, and then they spread it. So this is also how it links with the foreign accounts of pretending to be black, because then they'll go on these foreign accounts. And it's like, you would think that Akademiks is running the page because it's all Akademiks talking points. So these guys have no original talking points to Parrots. They take everything Akademiks says as facts and they spread it. These Parrots also, they think they know hip hop culture because they watch they watch Trap Lord Ross, they watch No Jumper. They watch these platforms and think they know hip hop. It's not like they're listening to albums. It's not like they're going and watching a series that'll actually give you a good viewpoint on hip hop and the beginnings of hip hop, like Hip Hop Evolution on Netflix or Microphone Check. No, these guys watch No Jumper, Trap Lord Ross, and then they think they know hip hop culture because of it. Culturally clueless. These are the same guys. They post sales numbers, first week sales, like it's a hip hop power ranking. You know what I mean? All right, so we're coming towards the end here. I think this is the second to last one. Next subsection of Akademiks Fanbase, what we got? We got Goofies. So these people like seeing discord in rap. They like seeing chaos in rap. When another rapper is beefing, I'm not just talking about a rap battle like Kendrick and Drake. I'm talking about when the streets become involved. And these are the guys who go in comment sections of, you know, rappers and be like, why you ain't slide for Vaughn? They want to see discord in rap. Am I using that word right? Definition. Yeah, disagreement between people, lack of harmony. They want to see that in rap. So these are the people who loved Akademiks for the War in Chirac series, because you got Akademiks. It's not like he's just covering the violence in Chicago. He's calling these kids names. He seems to be putting them against each other at times. They like that stuff. Goofies. So again, the way you know for sure if it's a goofy, go look in that comment section on Instagram, on X. If they ever told Lil Durk, why you ain't slide for Vaughn? Probably a goofy. If they talking about, oh, what Gunna did for Young Thug and why is this rapper hanging out with this rapper? He's a snitch. They're not even in the industry or related to the parties. Probably a goofy. We put Goofies up here. And then lastly, we got Chronically online, folks. These people are chronically online. They know everything about every caveat of online banter. They know everything about the diaspora wars between Jamaicans and Black Americans and Nigerians. They know everything about that. They know all the red pill stuff. Who's beefing in the red pill? Who's beefing in the women's red pill space? They know everything about gender wars, and they're chronically online. And the thing is, they know all this information about these random online banter, and they think you're dumb for not knowing. If you ask them, like, what is FBA? I don't know what that is. They'll be like, bro, you're dumb for not knowing. They're chronically online. They're like in an echo chamber. Everyone, all of the media they consume, it has these terms: the gender wars, the diaspora wars, the red pill, all this random online banter. And they're in an echo chamber, so they're consumed by it. So when they meet someone who's not in that echo chamber, who doesn't know these things, they look at you like you're uninformed. Yeah, they think you're dumb for not knowing. So these people can be found in the chats and the comment sections across hip hop media. You'll see them in different chats, different comments, trying to spin the same narratives of the online banter that they consume. They're chronically online. You know, we got what? How much is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8. So now what we're going to do, we have to decide which is the biggest portion of Ak's fan base and what's the smallest. So this is where the pie chart comes in. So just looking at this, I think out of Akademiks fan base, chat ends is going to be up here, because I think out of Akademiks fan base, like, there are actual fans who just like his commentary. So I think that's perfectly fine. So chat ends is going to take up a bigger part. I think the Parrots are going to take up maybe a smaller part than the chat ends, but they're going to take up a good amount. We got Goofies. Goofies gotta be right here. Let me think. Foreign accounts. So now this is where it gets hard. Which is the smallest part? I think the actual hip hop heads is going to be a small part. And I think the Drake fanboys actually is going to be a small part. Because if you watch any Akademiks videos where he's talking about Kendrick Drake, even the chat ends, they'll push back when he says something that's just completely super biased towards Drake. They'll push back. So I don't actually think the Drake fanboys are a super large portion of his fan base. Then we got Chronically Online and Red Pillars. I got to figure out the best way to do this. All right, so this is where the pie chart gets crappy right here. We gonna do chat ends. Chat ends is like a good amount of Ak's fan base. I ain't gonna lie. He's got a good core fan base that he's established throughout the years. The Parrots, I think this is fair. It's not bigger than the chat ends, but it's a significant portion. And I think the Goofies and the Parrots combined are gonna make up probably about the same as the chat ends. These are people who just want crash outs in rap. Hip hop heads, I think this is a smaller portion, but this is where I am. We just like hip hop. We watch Everyday Struggle. If there's a hip hop show out there, we'll probably watch it, man. We just trying to, hear some album reviews, hear some good takes. Drake fanboys. See, this is where I know I'm gonna get the most disagreement on this, because I don't actually think this is a huge part of Ak's fan base. From his own fan base, he gets pushback whenever he's super biased towards Drake. So I think Drake fanboys is just a small part, but it does exist. We got to figure out how we're gonna split this. Okay, let me see. You got Red Pillars, you got Chronically Online. I think I want to put Chronically Online because the amount of people in general who are chronically online is small, but I do think it makes up a good portion of his fan base. So we'll do something like this. We'll do something like this. We'll do something like this. So the hip hop heads are going to make up more. It's a bigger chunk of the pie than the Chronically Online. I don't know if that's represented here. Let me try to make that more clear. So I'm actually giving Ak props because the hip hop heads, it's more than the Chronically Online. And I actually want to do Drake fanboys. We bring it down like this. We draw an arrow just so we know this is, I don't know how to erase with this tool. There's no eraser here. So this is also Drake fanboys down here. That's why there's an arrow. Now I've left too much space for these two, but we'll figure it out. We got foreign accounts pretending to be black, and we got Red Pillars. I think this is they're just casual fans of hip hop music. They go to Ak for his drunk rants, his Don Julio rants, Henny Ak crash outs. And then we got the Red Pillars. This actually turned out to be a bigger portion than I wanted it to be. So let me think. See, this is why these are crappy pie charts. Because sometimes it doesn't come out as scientific as I want it. So we gonna do this, right? Red Pillars, I don't think that's I think it's a significant portion. But I don't think it's like representative of a bunch of his fans. And then in this space, we'll put, this is just extra space. Okay, so anyways. So yeah, for Akademiks Fanbase, it's a crappy pie chart, so I'm on brand. So yeah, the biggest portion of Akademiks Fanbase, let me try and break this down, is the chat ends. These are actual Akademiks fans. They're gonna watch his streams regardless of the topic. They just like his commentary, they wanna hear him talk. And I think the smallest portion, at least the smallest notable portion, are Drake fanboys. And I say this because, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of pushback, but when Ak goes on these anti-Kendrick rants or these like super biased rants for Drake, he gets pushback from the chat end. They push back. So I don't think the Drake fanboys make up a whole bunch of his fans, but they're definitely there. But even Ak's own fans, they check him on it. Just read the chat whenever he goes on a Kendrick rant. So the biggest is the chat ends, the smallest is the Drake fanboys. Then I think fighting for two, the second biggest portion of Ak's fan base, we got the Parrots. These are culturally clueless people. They post sales numbers like it's a hip hop power ranking. They go to Ak to establish their viewpoints on everything. No original talking points. They take everything Ak says as facts, and they think they know hip hop culture because they watch Akademiks, Trap Lloyd Ross, No Jumper. They're not watching like Hip Hop Evolution, Microphone Check, or anything that's remotely historical. They watch these type of channels and think that they know hip hop culture. I think that's the second biggest. Third biggest, or we could say 2A and 2B has got to be Goofies. These are people who just like seeing Discord and rap. War and Chirac watchers. This is kind of like what Ak built his initial fan base on was the War and Chirac, which are people, Slide for Vaughn. This is how you recognize them. If they ever said Slide for Vaughn, probably Goofy. No offense though, but we're gonna make this bigger. Like that. So you got 1, 2A, 2B. Number 3, we got foreign accounts pretending to be black. These are the grifters. These people were unironically fans of Tekashi 6ix9ine. Their main purpose is to post drama. They're just casual fans of hip hop music, but they're mega fans of hip hop drama. That's the easiest way to put it. So they love Ak when he goes on his Henny Ak rants, like he did for Dominique Jones, Meek Mill. I think this makes up a good portion of Ak's fan base, but I'll put it behind Parrots and Goofies and chat ends for sure. The fourth biggest after foreign accounts, I will go with the Red Pillars, definitely. And I think this makes up a lot of Ak's fan base because he exposed himself to that community on the biggest probably the biggest red pill platform that was out there at the time, which was Fresh and Fit. And he has the red pill war cry. I'm the prize. So the red pillar's gotta be a big portion. Fourth biggest or second smallest, we got Chronically online. You know, these people, they know everything, every caveat of online banter, and they think you're dumb for not knowing, you know, all the diaspora wars and acronyms and everything. They think you're dumb for not knowing. I'll put it as the second smallest because, I mean, there are just not many chronically online people in general, but they do exist. So there you go. And this is extra space because I messed up with my portioning. So there we go. That's Akademiks Fanbase, in my opinion. Well, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Which one of y'all disagree with? I know y'all gonna disagree with the Drake Fanboys thing. Y'all gonna be like, that should be half of the pie chart. But I've just seen it in real life. I don't think this makes up it's a noticeable portion of his fan base, but it's not the largest compared to like the Goofies or the Parrots or the chat ends. So that's how I feel. What y'all think? What y'all think? Akademiks Fanbase pie chart, right? Make sure you go watch my other pie charts, man. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.